Pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to you back to our English session. How are you, students? Doing fine? Right. That grammar portion you have completed and came to the non-detailed session. See, in your textbook, in the first unit, after the prose, there is a poem which is given that is the castle. The castle, but it was deleted by the government when this pandemic situation arises, right? And that they have deleted some portions and the castle is deleted. So the next one is the non-detailed God sees the truth but waits. So in the first unit, you have God sees the truth but waits, that non-detailed, and the first lesson, two gentlemen of Barrow. Right, children? Now, what is the purpose behind introducing this non-detailed in your syllabus is to enhance your reading habit and to comprehend your to to make you to comprehend things, to read and understand things by yourself. That is the purpose behind it. But now if we ask you to read it or to take a class on this, you'll be a little hesitant to do it. So what I used to do is I'll give you the gist of the story, and after that the remaining things you have to read and find out by yourself. Right? The question pattern in supplementary reader, you have one paragraph that will be asked in the form of, they will give you hints here and there, hints developing paragraph like it is. And you have to develop that hints and write your own paragraph, or write the paragraph that you have studied in the class. Right, anything. You need not bother much about that. They won't ask you the question. They will give you as hints developing. That is one thing. Another one question is, who said these words to whom? From non-detailed, you will have who said these words to whom. And this who said these words to whom, you have to read and understand, find it out and answer it in the paper. Right. Very often, we used to say when somebody troubles us or when somebody is doing something against us or something, when we are hurt, we are troubled, we used to say that God sees the truth but waits. It is a saying. Very often we could hear the saying, God sees the truth but waits. Now this story is written by a Russian writer by name Leo Tolstoy. And he was a very famous writer of the 18th century, and he became very popular in the 19th century, and he became very popular for his novels Anna Karenina and War and Peace. He is a very good fiction writer also, imaginary writer. Stories, fictitious stories he used to write. And he also wrote some philosophical essays. He's a great philosopher, Leo Tolstoy. I told him of an incident which happened in his life once. I don't know whether you remember it or not. One boy came to him asking for some money to do some business. And he said, you go and come tomorrow. And he came the next day. I will just shorten it. He came the very next day and asked, I wanted some help from you to start my business. I am very much interested, he said. And Tolstoy said, see, I really appreciate your thought that you are willing to do some business and flourish in your life rather than doing something else, wasting your time. I really appreciate you. And you said you need some money for that. I am ready to give it, provided you must give your finger. are your eyes? That boy, student, was very much surprised. See, money, how could I give my finger? How could I do my work after giving the finger? Some eyes cannot see after that. So he's not ready to give. So he just put his heads down and moved on his own way to home. As he was going, this Tolstoy stopped him and called him back and said, "See, you have enough talents. God has provided you with all the needed things. Keep this as your principle, your eyes, your hands, your brain, and work on it. This must be your principle. Yes, God has blessed you with all the things that is needed for you. Why you are just going begging for this?" This man understood the meaning of what Tolstoy said, and he went and just did his work by using his own principles as head, his parts of the body, his brain, everything, and flourished in his life. He's a philosopher, very good philosopher. Now, we will come to the story. I will give you the gist of it, and after that you have to read it and find out the remaining things. Okay, children? Now listen. See, God sees the truth but waits is a story which tells us about faith, forgiveness, freedom, acceptance of a young merchant. Faith of a merchant. See, we have great faith in God. We have faith. Everyone has faith. Every Sunday we used to go to church. Friday we will go to temple. We will pray. We will give offering. And we have a great faith that God is there with us. So this is a story which tells us about this merchant's faith. And this is a story which tells us about the forgiving character, quality of the young merchant. What about our forgiveness? When somebody says something against us, knowingly, unknowingly, you will say, "See, I am this person. This much senior I am. This much education I have. This much property I have. This is my family background. Reputed family I have become. I belong to. This good for nothing fellow has spoken like this to me, about me. We will never forgive that person. Always we will keep it in one corner and we will have a grudge against that person in our life. Now you can see the forgiveness of this young merchant. The freedom he took in his life. The acceptance of what is being given to him. Accepting what is given to us to enjoy in this world. All on a sudden, when we are living in a happy, flourished, very sophisticated life, just like Jacopo and that Lucia's family, we are just coming to the street. Are you ready to accept it? Are you ready to accept it? Now let us see the acceptance of this young merchant. So here we will see the faith, the forgiving character, quality, the freedom and the acceptance of a young merchant in this story. Right? Here is the story. I told you he's a Russian writer. He says something about it. It is just told the story which happened in Russia. That is what, maybe it is a fictitious story or an imaginary story. But he says that it happens in Vladimir. Vladimir is the name of a village in Russia, a small place in Russia. So in this Vladimir, there lived a merchant by name Akshino. Akshino, right? It is the name of a merchant. So when he was a small young man, he was a little jolly, easygoing man, irresponsible maybe. Very often he used to drink a lot and he will be a nuisance to the neighbors. He will just do some things against his neighbors, and the neighbors all got irritated because of this character Akshino. And his full name is um, Ivan Dimrich Akshino. Ivan Dmitrich. Ivan Dimrich Akshino. The Russian names, very often we have this Ivan Dimrich. Ivan Dimrich. Right? Ivan Dimrich Akshino. And after he got married and he has children, after becoming a family man, he gave up drinking. And once occasionally, maybe in certain occasionally, that is some situation, sometimes, very, very rarely, he used to drink and he will not be a problem to the neighbors. He had two shops, a middle class man, two shops of his own, and he has a house of his own, home of his own. He's a handsome man, fair haired man, curly headed man, curly hair he has, full of fun, very fond of singing and playing instruments like guitar. So these are the things that we know about Akshino, a young merchant. When he was young, he was a drunkard and he was a nuisance to the neighbors. But when he got married and got children, he stopped drinking and he was a good man, and he took good care of his family, and he drinks occasionally, but it is not a problem to any, right? And the characters like qualities like faith, forgiveness, freedom, and acceptance of what has happened in his life is shown clearly by Leo Tolstoy in this story. Right, now let us come to the story. There was a city by name Vladimir, and a person by name Ivan Demrich Akshino lived in that family, in that place with his family. Every year in that Russia, there is a river by name Volga River. Volga, Volga, Volga River. By the side of the river, there was a fair. Volga. Searching for my. By the side of that river, there is a fair. What is a fair? Just like our during the month of, I think this, what is that? August, July, August, September, that time, we have one fair in our Kuliturai, Vavuvali fair, that we used to go. But what will happen there? People will exhibit so many things there, and so many things will be exhibited. You can sell some things, you can buy something. So it is a fair. It is a very often yearly. Last year we don't have, I think. Before that we have that Bahubali exhibition every year. Just like that, in that Volga river side there was a fair. The people used to call it as Nizhny Fair. Nizhnyfair. Nizhny Fair. So people, merchants and other people from the other areas go to that fair to buy, sell things, to pass their time, to just to spend their time in a happy manner, joyfully, joyfully. And It was there from 16th century to 19th century. But after that, it has become an exhibition center. First it was a fair, FAIR. But now after that, after 19th century, it has become an exhibition center. One day, this Ivan Dimitrovich Aksinov came and told his wife that I am going for the Nisne fair. I have some goods with me. I have to sell it and make it as money. Get money out of that goods. So I am going to the Nisne fair. He told his wife. His wife is not at all ready to send him for the fair. She said, see, you need not go there now because I had some bad dreams about you. I had some bad dreams. So you need not please go to that. Aksinov was sarcastically laughing like anything. And you had some bad dreams. Again that lady said, see, I saw you with a grey hair, becoming so old, so leaning, and in a pitiable situation I have seen you. So please don't go, he said. But he said, see, I have to go. I have to sell these things and I have to get money. As I come back, I will get you some very beautiful presents for you. Very good things that is needed for you. You will be longing for it maybe. I will get it, he said. But she did not give permission. But anyway, he just said bye to his wife and children and went to the Nisne fair. He traveled halfway. As he was traveling nearly for 25 or 20 to 25, 30 minutes, he met one merchant who belongs to that same Vladimir. He knows him, so they were talking for some time. And after that, he went to an inn which was there by the side of that road, and they both had a cup of coffee. Right? He ordered his own drinks and he ordered his own drinks, and they had a cup of tea. Sorry, 1 minute. They had the tea together. Aksinov went and stayed in one room, and this man went somewhere else and stayed in the same inn in different room. But Aksinov did not know in which room he stayed, where he was staying. He did. They had tea together. After that, both of them went on their own way and they stayed in the inn at night, tying the horses in one place, and they were there in the inn. They took rest. This Aksinov has a habit of getting up early in the morning, and the early morning is a pleasant time for traveling also. There would be much sunlight, heat, and that calm, quiet situation. It is very pleasant to walk early in the morning, observing the nature, the creations of God, everything. It is very good. Usually we also prefer to walk early in the morning, right? Good for health also. Then that other merchant, he will be sleeping. He doesn't know. Aksinov doesn't know what does. He went to the owner of the inn, settled the bill for the night stay, and he took his horse and the goods together, just put all the goods in the horse, on the horseback, and he traveled. After walking for nearly 25 to 30 minutes, he went there into one place to feed the horse. He thought that the horses will be tired, so he wanted to give something to the horse. He went there, just gave something to the horse to eat. He ordered some drinks. It is said some samovar. He ordered some drinks for him, and he started to play guitar. He's a very good singer and he's a musician also. He knows to play guitar. So he took the guitar also along with him when he goes to the fire. So he started to. As he was playing guitar, two soldiers, they rushed towards him in a cart which is pulled by a horse. These two soldiers came in a cart. In olden days, in our place also, we have bullock carts which is driven by bullocks. But nowadays, very rarely we could see, I think. Nowadays it is not there. Occasionally we could see that. Maybe in film, you might have seen this bullock cart in all the films. Right. So two soldiers came and they stopped in front of this place where Akshino was playing guitar in that inn. They asked questions after question to Akshino. Are you a merchant from Vladimir? He said yes. Where are you going? To Nisnefa. Why are you going there? To sell my goods. Do you have a family? Yes. You were staying in an inn the previous night? Yes. One merchant was staying along with you? He said, no, we had tea together. But I did not see him after that. He did not stay. They were asking questions after questions to this Akshino. Akshino wondered why they are asking all these questions. And he said, you just go on with your own work. Why you are asking so many questions like this to me? Is it correct on your part to ask unnecessary questions like this to me? They said, it is not to question you. See, the fellow soldier who was staying with you the previous day was cut in his throat and he was killed. We came here and his things were robbed. He came here to search your belongings, things that you are. They unstrapped his luggage and opened it bag and found out that there is a blood-stained knife in his luggage bag. Akshino could see a blood-stained knife in his bag. Did he aware of it? Is it done by him? So all on a sudden, when he sees the blood-stained knife, he was shocked. He was shocked. He do not know what to do. Words failed to come out from his mouth. He was struggling for words, was stammering like anything. When they asked questions, who kept this knife in your bag? I don't know. But he was shivering like anything. The officer asked him again, how did you kill him? Why do you kill him? How did you kill him? He said, how much money did you steal from his bag? How much money is there in your bag? He said, sir, I have not done it. I did not steal any of his money. I did not see him at all. We had tea together. He is a merchant who belongs to our place. And after that, he went and stayed somewhere else. I was staying in my room. I got ready and got out of that inn a little earlier. I do not know what has happened to him. I did not steal any of his property, money. I do not know how the knife reached my bag. See, actually Akshino is very innocent maybe. But when the blood-stained knife is in his bag, what will we think? Actually, he will be the murderer. He is the one who has killed that merchant. That is what we used to think. That is quite natural thought to me. So the two soldiers came to a conclusion that this is he is the one who killed that merchant, fellow merchant. So they just opened his bag. They asked him, "How much money do you have with you?" He said, "I have 8,000 rubles with me for my travel expenses I brought. Only that much is there with my goods, nothing else. It is my own money." They just checked it, took the money, took all the goods for themselves, tied him up very tightly in the cart, and took him to another one place. And he was imprisoned in jail. After imprisoning, one person is put in jail for when the soldiers or police people took him to the jail prison. They will just keep him there, and inquiries will be made. Similarly, inquiries were made in Vladimir also. People of Vladimir said that he's a very good man, but when he was young, he was a little naughty and troublesome to the neighbors. But now he is very good merchant, simple man, and they have given good certificate about this action. And the trial was going on, and finally he was charged with murdering the merchant and robbing him of 20,000 rubles. This is the charge which is put against him. So murdering the fellow merchant, number one, robbing 20,000 rubles of the merchant. This is the. Now let us see in the next class what has happened to this action. Okay, children? Right. Thank you very much for listening to the class. We'll see you in the next class. Thank you, children.